Hello, friends. Welcome back. So, I guess what my plan is today, it's kind of like twofold. It's like let's check in with my current system of planning and talk about how kind of planning for me changes a good bit in the summertime just because I'm off work. So, I kind of want to, this is like the three quote unquote planners that I actively am using at the moment. Okay. Now, this does not include like my memory planner / journal and all of that. These are actual things that help me in life to stay, organized, productive, and on top of things. All of these things you guys have seen in the past. So, of course, I have this lovely A5, I'm going to pull you guys up, planner from Print Pression. And this is my budget planner. And this is really, I use it primarily for budgeting, okay? But there's other things in here like, random house stuff, recipes. If there's a recipe that I just like cannot remember, it goes in here. I have like random dailies in here. I just can't bring myself to throw them out. I got to make it cute. I've got, home maintenance, car maintenance, inserts. I have like project planning stuff, which I will be using these to plan out my garden for next year. And then the bulk of this planner is my budget. So, the structure of my budget is the same. It works for me as I have the monthly calendar. This serves as just kind of like a quick overview of what bills are due when. An example of how I use it. I use a color coding system. I follow a lot of the Budget Moms teachings. And then once I have that laid out, I try to come up with a monthly spending plan. But the heart of my budget is paycheck budgeting. I never could successfully budget until I started paycheck budgeting. And that's what I do here. I also keep my savings trackers in here. Now, granted, I do have this information stored on a Google spreadsheet, and that's more so for archiving, but I'm pen to paper girl, I've talked about that many times. I do have a goals section in here, but to be 100% honest with you guys, I don't utilize it. So when I'm looking, I haven't touched this since January. So I really just need to pull this out and chunk it because I'm not utilizing it in here. My goal was to make this my goal planner to check in on my goals. But the fact of the matter is I primarily pull this planner out strictly for budgeting and for keeping track of home things. Beyond that, you're not going to see me pulling this out a whole lot. Maybe 3 times a week, this bad boy comes out. And so when I'm looking at next year, because I'm not going to, I have a goals sheet in my personal rings, but when I'm looking at next year, I don't think having a separate goal planner is something that can work for me. So that's like I think that's like the benefit of like trying things as well, is like you quickly learn what does and doesn't work for you. So, this is my beloved personal rings. I love personal size. And this is where so much of my life is housed. Has schedules. It has lists. It has like my master grocery list, my cleaning schedule, stuff for my kids that I need to, reference and track. It has, I made a goals dashboard. So my health trackers, like there's so many things in this planner. And right now, this is really, in all honesty, the only planner that I've been using for the past month and a half or so to really schedule out my life, which is my personal rings, beloved personal rings. And she's gonna stick around for a while. I may change inserts, but like I've said in other videos, like this system that I have in place, it functions so well for me. The way that my mind works, the way that I do things, it just helps to have so much reference. Like I have cleaning reference. I have, favorite dinners. I have grocery guides that I've just handwritten myself. And then I have like, you know, monthly spreads in here where I track like stuff for the kiddos and myself and all of that. I weekly plan, I daily plan. I put random notes in here. If it's something I reference regularly, because this is the planner I'm in the most. I track social media stuff in here. I track goal progression. And I think, in all honesty, when I was trying the goals planner in the A5, I just think I was trying to complicate my goals. And I have never been successful with like just full on goal planning. If I know what my goals are, I can use my monthly plan from SM Plans to really track my progress, which is this insert. These are the action steps I'm taking for the year, you know, or for this month, things that I want to accomplish. And then just having, honestly, like this goal insert here that I can look at regularly as I'm going in here and updating my tracker and all that stuff, it works well. Now, my weeks I have been using, I just haven't been using it as much. This goes with me every time I leave the house. I don't take my personal rings out and about with me. Too fat, too much information. I don't want to take it with me. I just would rather it stay at home because it's not just my schedule. It's basically my entire life is in this planner. So I don't like for it to leave the house. But that's kind of where the Hobonichi Weeks has come into play for me. Like this is this week. And this has really become like I'm scribbling in this planner. I'm just noting certain things. I'm crossing stuff off. I just sat yesterday and brain dumped all this stuff that was in my mind. So that way, like I could have it. And when I'm planning my day, I'm looking at, I've got them both open. I've got both planners open. I'm writing out my to-do list for the day. That's what's been working for me. But I also have this information. If I leave the house, I also have like scratch paper to scribble on if I need to take notes, just random stuff, you know, and it's working. I used a sticky note to, I had to run to Walmart really quickly this morning. My daughter was crossing it off, but I had a sticky note. So what I'll do is as I complete a task, I'll just go in and highlight what I've done. So like I said, this is kind of like how I started the week of like, these are all the things I need to get, or I want to get done this week. It's okay if I don't get everything done, but these are things that have been living inside of my head that I need to try to work on. So I did quite a few things today, but as like each day, like as I think of something, or if I'm not at home and I think of something, I'm just scribbling it down. If I run out of space, I'll go back to the supplemental notes pages in the back. I have a mega, so I've got plenty of pages left. Thought I would use more pages than this. So, you know, at first, honestly, with the weeks, I was really like decorating it and was so worried about, not necessarily worried about it, but doing kind of like what I do in my personal rings where I lay down stickers and I want it to be, you know, aesthetically pleasing to me. But really, I just need a place to get stuff out of my head and have it in some type of organized fashion where I can like assign specific tasks to a specific day. Hope that makes sense. So that's kind of the role the weeks has been serving for me at the moment. So 3 planners that are active in my life at the moment. Now, I return to work in 2 weeks, okay? So with that being said, work planner is essential. Now, because I'm a social worker, I keep, and there's my phone case, I keep my work planner, like my work planner has to be separate from everything else in my life because it houses confidential information. You know, and this is with me like everywhere. So if I'm writing something down, whatever, like I need a book or a place to keep all that information. So the B6 Stalogy was good. This was my Stalogy from most of the year last year. I started an FC Compact and I tried, it wasn't working for me. I just needed a book. Because honestly, with work planning, all I need is a monthly. So I know like when I have, where and when I have to be places. I don't always operate on a daily schedule. So I really just need a monthly and blank pages. So I set this up yesterday. So it's ready to go. It's ready to go for the upcoming school year. So it's very simple. I have pockets. I like to keep business cards in here, or little notes I get or whatever. I tuck both sides of the book in, okay? I use like as many blank pages as I can to just put a bunch of random sticky notes. So that way, if I need to jot something down really quickly or whatever, I have it, right? And I made an index. So I essentially have started a bullet journal for work. And I think it's going to work for me because it's exactly what I need. I really, in all honesty, would have loved for the Planner Monkey Co. B6 with the 12 drawn out months to come out before I go back to work. But that's not going to happen. So I'm making do until that does become a bit available for pre-sale. So I made an index. So that way when I'm using the blank pages to take notes, which I did go in and number up to 200. So when I do need the blank pages, or when I take notes on blank pages, if it's something I know I'm going to have to reference, I got a place for it. I can just index the page number and put kind of quickly what the subject is and move on with my life. That way this does not necessarily become a black hole as Sierra from SM Plans describes it. And then I drew out monthlies. It was pretty easy. I did practice. Let me show you guys my scribbles. So I did practice in my old Stalogy because I had a few pages. Like I have a little note section back here, but I had a few pages left. So I counted out the squares and then I determined how many squares were down and how many were across and how, many squares I needed to make the monthly. And then I actually practiced drawing a monthly. And then that was that. So I just used the few blank pages I had in here to handle that. And then all I did to draw these monthlies out was I just put dots where the lines were going to go through. Not perfect, messed up, wonky lines, smearing ink. I did use these stickers from the Michael sticker pack. So like I said, just need a place to put appointments. Wonky lines. Added extra days. I don't know why. I totally messed up. There's a page in here that I glued together because I messed up the calendar so badly. Like, I shouldn't have drawn this box, but I did. Didn't need that box, but I drew it. That type of stuff. Nothing like that I would be like, oh, I can't do this, So I drew out the months, basically. I shared this on my Instagram yesterday, August to December. And by then, hopefully, in January, I can start a new book. Because I do take a lot of notes at work. Now, I did create this future dates just so I could write the date and what it is. Pretty simple. And then it's a blank page. Now, with Stalogy, if you're not familiar with Stalogy, there is a feint at the top. I'm trying to get it to focus. Yeah. So it has the months, the days of the week, and the dates. And then along the inner column, you have a schedule section from 7A to 11P. So if I wanted to divide this up on a particularly busy day, or if I was running a tight schedule, it's doable. If I'm not constricting myself to a day on a page, to 2 days on a page, I'm not constricting myself. I'm going to use what I need, which is why I set it up to where I had all the monthlies in the front. And then I have this. So that's going to be my work planner for now. Didn't want to invest any money. I already had the Stalogy. I already had the cover. I'm using these pens, these Z-Grip ballpoint pens that I got from Walmart. If you guys use the Ibotta app, you can get $1.50 back on it. So I have a pack of those that I'm going to use for work. So there's that, right? And then the last thing I'll talk very briefly about is there's a hobby aspect to planning as well. And I don't know that we all talk about planning from a hobby aspect, right? I know we all talk about planning from productivity and whatnot, but there's a love of stationery. There's a hobby aspect to planning, which is why I put all these gorgeous dashboards and all these beautiful bookmarks and all of this chunkiness in my planner, all these little clips, these little, dangle clips and all of that, because it's fun. It's enjoyable. We like pretty planners, right? Like if I really just wanted a planner, I wouldn't have all these extra elements. So I think it's important to talk about hobby aspect of planning too. So this is like my, I guess my productive hobby planner. Like I use this to keep my schedule and all that stuff, which is fun. I love this planner so much. So talk about that from the hobby aspect. But then there's like other times for me where I just want to be creative. And so the memory, and I have like all these homemade stickers that keep falling out because I've ripped this cover, is I have, you know, my memory planning spreads that I do for fun. I love the way the spread turned out. So, you know, I do these for fun, and then I journal in the back. Like I don't journal anything like super duper private. You know, sometimes I do, but for the most part, it's just, you know, how was my day? What happened today? In detail, you know? So that's another creative outlet for me within my planner system. But I don't show these. I don't talk about these. I won't show you the contents of these because it is private and personal. But I love these really thin A5 size lined notebooks. You can usually find them at like TJ Maxx. This particular set came in a set of 3 for like $7 or something. You know, a planner friend sent me, or she posted on her Instagram site and tagged me that she found some really pretty ones too. But these are so cute, and I love a very thin A5 lined notebook. And this is where I will write whatever I need to. So right now I'm using this. This is my mindset journal. And so I'm writing mantras. I'm writing intentions and all of that. I don't share it with the world because that's private, right? This is where like I just journal, like if I'm pissed, if I'm happy, if I read a book and I'm frustrated. I think I like when I was reading Game of Thrones, I like put some like random thoughts in here, just whatever. But these are, you know, I like to keep several of these like A5 size notebooks. I just have a bunch of them laying around. So I use them for writing. And that's another creative side of me that, like I said, I won't ever share the contents of these, but I guess it's part of my system of stationery, not necessarily of planning, but these are mine, you know? So anyway, I think that that's kind of like a quick update on my planner systems, as well as like how planning in the summertime is different for me because I'm not as busy. Like I'm not really going anywhere. I'm not doing a whole lot of stuff. I don't have work stressing me out for the most part. So, you know, I focus mainly on my personal rings, but I have adapted as far as how I use my weeks. And then, you know, work planner, budget planner, and then, you know, we're talking about my cousin and my A5 notebooks for creativity. So that is my system at the moment. And it's working for me. I know like a lot of people are even looking towards 2023. And honestly, with the way my system has been working for me, I don't think anything's going to change. That's how pleased I am with the system. I'm not curious about any other sizes. I feel like I've got like a plethora. I've got A5 personal, weeks, B6 bound, A5 bound, you know. I think the only thing missing is like FC compact and what, A6 and pocket, which we all know how I feel about pocket. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I always tickle myself because pocket. I don't like square, apparently. I don't like square. But anyway, yeah, friends. So that is like kind of like my planner system. So I guess if you want to talk about it from, this is like Q3, what I'm doing, and how it's working for me, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. It's serving me well. Anyway, if you guys have any questions or want to share what your current planner system is, comment those down below. I love to hear, you know, what's working for you at the moment. So if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in my next video, and I hope you have a fabulous day.